Nintendo is a company that has a deep library of intellectual property that creates a powerful and enduring competitive moat, driving both software sales and hardware adoption. The investment case the market is missing, with the sold out Switch 2 launch exceeding expectations, Nintendo transitioned from selling a new console that required its user base to start from scratch to the Switch 2, which allows for previous generations to play its games and to continue to grow its active user base. So instead of being a hardware platform, it is now much closer to something like Apple's ecosystem that locks its users in for life and can offer additional services and games in perpetuity. Beyond its core console gaming business, Nintendo is also strategically expanding the reach of its IP into other entertainment verticals, a strategy akin to Disney's. The company is leveraging its characters through theme park attractions in partnership with Universal Studios and feature films, such as the super successful Super Mario Brothers movie and a new Zelda franchise that is in the works. This strategy serves a dual purpose. It creates new high margin revenue streams, and it acts as a powerful marketing tool, introducing its characters to new generations and driving engagement back to its core gaming products. It is also exceptionally financially well positioned. It's a cash gusher. What they're going to do with the cash is either grow their 1% dividend or potentially buy back shares. So I could not be more excited for Nintendo, and I've ranked it with a pretty high 7 bananas, which increased during this deep dive that I did.
All right, nice. Are you a gamer? Have you got a Switch, or have you ever played with these things?
I have a very weird relationship with gaming, Badge. I love the idea of gaming. So I buy the consoles and I buy the games. And then I feel too guilty to play them because I should be learning Italian or working on my investing. And then I don't play them, but I think about playing them so the company still gets my money.
Yeah, you could switch. Like you could turn the game into like Italian mode. So you're listening to Italian, like you can learn passively that way.
Yeah, no, but we talked about. I talked
These
about
characters are Italian, like Mario and Luigi. They're Italian characters.
this is the joke I made on the European dividend growth investment. That while you're off buying sausages, I'm here buying something much more fun. I really love this company in this particular moment. It's an odd company for my portfolio because it's already at $100 billion, but it's actually conservatively run, and I get strong whiffs, Badge, of that moment when Disney acquired Marvel and Pixar and basically became much greater than the sum of its parts. And I think this is what we're looking at here, especially when I could point to this switch from being a cyclical hardware business where you start from zero all over again to the switch two, which basically says, no, we're basically keeping things the same. All you old guys still have your accounts. We're just upgrading, the specs a little bit, but everybody's now welcome. So we're more of a software platform now, locking everybody in and then building the entertainment franchises. And it's just stunning. That Super Mario Brothers movie was the second highest grossing movie in the world. It's like no small thing. And with all these properties, Super Mario Brothers and Zelda and like Donkey Kong, and I mean all of these things, the $100 billion valuation. I always look, could this 10x? And at first I'm like, hell no. And no, this isn't one of my obvious 10x's, but could it like 5x from here and become like the world's premium entertainment company in the age of everything being digital and the younger generations growing up with gaming and online gaming, plus the advent of blockchain and being able to like own your things. This company is perfectly positioned to reap all kinds of rewards, even through recessionary times, because people always need their entertainment. So very high conviction for me at 7 bananas.
I'm not gonna hit it too hard because it's been a long conversation, but it's an interesting to compare it with Disney. So it's kind of directionally about half the market cap if I just did my yen to dollars calculation right. But Disney is like, there is a genuinely like a behemoth with so many different things. But at the same time, like I think Disney have kind of blown it where they've overdone most of their intellectual property, like their characters. They've burnt out like Star Wars and the Marvel universe. Like these movies, most of them are flopping in the box office. So yeah, like if Nintendo, like if it can be smart with its IP and conservative with its IP, but can in the Disney way, like continually like reinvent it for the next generation of kids, then yeah, like
And it's funny you say that. It's not just kids though. That's the weird thing about Nintendo. I don't know how well versed you are with their, but they sell themselves as, the kid-friendly family, but the way they make a game like Mario Kart where adults could get together, and have a lot of fun together, drinking and boozing and playing these goofy character-looking characters, and it's just so much fun. The fact that they pay a dividend, I mean, this company should be so high up your watch list. I'd be disappointed in you. I'd be outright disappointed in you if you don't look more deeply into this one.
I'm gonna say it's not for me, but only because like I am a bit of a gamer. Like confession time. So my friends, close friends, are in Japan at the moment. They just went traveling, and so I popped over to their house and I stole their PlayStation 5 and PSVR because I wanted to play like a couple of different games that like I can't play on PC. But I've realized, sorry, wow, that's thunder in my background. I don't know if you're hearing that huge thunderstorm. Hopefully the wife is walking home. So I was always a PlayStation, not a Nintendo or an Xbox kid, I guess. And now I'm like a PC gamer. Like I borrowed the PlayStation, but hey Taj, I've barely used it, buddy. I think I've gone off this like genre of stuff. So I'm sticking to my PC games. I never really got into Nintendo, but I can see it's massively popular. I can see like kids love it, and you're right, like drunk adults love it too.
Yeah, but also like your investment in Greg's, right? You don't have to like sausages for it to be a great
Yeah,
investment, right? So
yeah, totally, totally. Yeah, I get 4% dividend on Greg's. I get like 1% on Nintendo. Right.